Mr. President, I stand today sort of feeling like a great New Jerseyan named Yogi Berra, who says, has a saying that this is deja vu all over again. And the reason why it feels like deja vu all over again to me is because I've been watching this process move along. And when the House first tried to push through a health care bill, and I'm so proud that the American public, Republican and Democrats, outraged stopped that version 1 in the House, but then version 2, they rushed through without a CBO score, they got it done. And we heard Republicans in the House literally saying on the record that I so hope that they'll fix this in the Senate, that maybe something will happen in the Senate, that this will get fixed. Well, now I have deja vu all over again. It's because we see a whole bunch of folks, and now we've heard Republican senators say this on the record, that gosh, we know what we're doing is flawed, we know what we're doing is wrong, we know the process has been outrageous, but our hope is if we can get it into a conference committee, then they'll fix it in the conference committee. Well, I'm proud to be a United States Senator, but dear God, this is not what this body is about. To push their responsibilities off, to derelict their duties, and to not make legislation happen here that puts people first. We all know this process is broken. We all know what we're doing here is not just imperfect. Many of us see this, like the CBO, as a serious threat to millions of Americans. We're about to do something that is unconscionable to me to be in the United States Senate, where I have seen this place work. I have seen regular order. I have seen hearings. I've seen witnesses brought in. I've seen people work hard on crafting actual legislation. And so now this is just going to be shoved over with the hope in this body that even though the House didn't do their job, that the President of the United States even criticized what the House did, called it mean, it gets kicked over to the Senate, and the Senate is refusing to do their job. They're just passing the buck to something called a conference committee where they're going to hope again. And so I stand here and I just have to confess, this has been a 2 days for me where I haven't just been frustrated and angry like so many Americans. I've actually been struggling with being a little sick. I started feeling it about 2 days ago. By yesterday, my throat was so sore. I went to bed, had the horrible night, got up, could barely even swallow. I had the worry in my head that maybe I had strep throat. But guess what? Unlike the thousands of New Jerseyans who've reached out to me, the worry about an illness for me, maybe that I have strep throat, I went to a doctor today. I had myself tested for strep. You see, we in this body, we enjoy health coverage that right now millions of Americans are worried about losing, and many other ones worry, as we said tonight, about co-pays and prescription drug costs. And I wonder where the justice is in that. What are the American values that hold us all together? I know we pledge allegiance to that flag, we put our hands on our hearts, and we swear this oath to liberty and justice for all. Where is the justice in this country where some people who are favored and privileged enough and wealthy enough to afford good health coverage can have it, but for other folks, a night with a bad sore throat or worse, with a disability or disease, where's their justice in the wealthiest country on the planet Earth that we can't even in this body come together and do what the president said in his campaign that he would do? Everyone be covered, get a health care that I think the quote was terrific. Well, it brings me back to what our values are as a country, and I wonder, we who believe in life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, how can you have life when we see millions of people about to be thrown off their health coverage? We in this nation, we hold these values so dear. We believe that all are created equal. And in my belief should have equal rights and equal opportunities to the basics that are necessary to succeed and to compete, and that's health insurance. I wonder how we've gotten to a point as a body on an issue like this that's not just 1/6 of our economy, not just will affect millions and millions of lives, but really goes to the core of who we are as a country. There's a great man, Patrick Henry, who said, "Give me liberty or give me death." Those words have been coming back to me a lot in these last months of this debate and this discussion. Give me liberty or give me death. Well, what is the quality of the liberty in this country where there are people that are shackled with preventable disease and conditions that could be treated because they don't have access to health care? What is the quality of liberty in this country where people are chained to poverty, have to sell their cars, have to sell their homes, go into bankruptcy because they can't afford their health care coverage? Give me liberty or give me death. What is the quality of the liberty when people are imprisoned by fear and worry and stress because they have a sick child? They have a parent that is elderly and needs care. These are the values of this country, and I don't understand how we could be at this moment right now where the ideas that I've heard on both sides of the aisle to make health care better, to improve upon the Affordable Care Act, to extend health coverage to even more people, to make this nation live up to its most powerful and profound values that made us a light unto nations, how we could have gotten to this point now after gaining ground, after having more people experience the freedom and the liberty that comes from not having to worry about your health coverage, from having access to quality health care. How can we have moved forward and now be about, in a matter of hours, to push this nation back? I don't understand how we can be here where no one can justify the process, no one can justify this body having gone through such a contorted process that bends our traditions, that breaks our values. I do not understand how we could have gotten here. And who will be hurt? Who will be hurt? I've read lots of studies recently about how when health insurance rates go down, mortality rates go up. When health insurance rates go down, mortality rates go up. And it makes me wonder about the duty that we each have to each other as Americans. As a man of faith, it makes me wonder about all of us who profess our faith, how we could be allowing a process to go forward where the most vulnerable amongst us will face fear and deprivation, that will see things that will cost life and have them surrender liberty. We are better than this. This nation is greater than this. This moment is cast a shame and a shadow over the soul and the heart of America. And I will fight, even in these last hours with every breath that I have, like the patriots before us, not to allow this to happen to my fellow American. This is unjust, this is wrong, and we can and must in these hours do better. Let's send this bill into committees. Let's do this process as this institution was designed to have it done. Let's open the doors of the Capitol and invite America to come. The American Medical Association, the Cancer Association, hospital associations. Let's invite the AARP. Let's have America come down here. Let's join together like our forefathers and foremothers have done to expand liberty, to expand opportunity, to extend hope. We can do that. All of us collectively have that power, and it's what the people want right now. This is not what the people want. What we're about to vote on has only seen the light of day for a matter of minutes now. A matter of minutes. This nation was founded with a proclamation that we, the people, this idea that all of us together can do better, that when we join together, when we stand together, when we fight together, and when we work together, we can create a transcendent reality. That's the story of America, and this is not. This is a betrayal of our values. This is a betrayal of our history. This is a betrayal of the great body in which we all are members of. Thank you, Mr. President.